Pete Halbleib, Talk is Cheap here. We are on the ECETI Ranch in Trout Lake, Washington. What a beautiful place. And we have a special guest who's taken a few minutes out of his day to come talk with us. James Gilliland, welcome.
Oh, great to be on the show.
Good. First, before we begin, I just want to say thank you for allowing us on here.
Oh, you're welcome.
What a beautiful place this is. It's amazing. It's an amazing experience. You're doing great things here.
Yeah, it was quite a fireworks show last night too. That was amazing.
Yes, it was.
Quite a storm.
Yes, unfortunately, like right when the it was getting time to go out and watch the sky and keep an eye on the mountain, the weather came up, but we have another night.
Yeah, I think it's going to be great tonight because it's pretty clear and the people are more unified right now, and so it's going to be a good night. So we got clear skies. I guarantee we're going to see some things.
Good. Yes, Dan and I were here on Thursday, and we saw some really cool flashes on the mountains. Is that pretty common to see?
Yeah, there's a door that opens on the mountain and ships come out of it, and we have that all on film. And there's a cave area where we see things come out as well. So it's pretty common, and we took Rob Freeman's gear out here. He has the weapons of mass detection, about $150,000 worth of gear with thermal imaging and night vision, everything on it. And he was monitoring all those lights, and he said there's no thermal signature. These are not people. He said this is an unknown. He couldn't explain it, and so he was, when he was monitoring the lights, he said they come out, they move all over the mountain. That terrain is like deadly up there. And, yeah, there's no way it can be a camper or anything else. So he said it's an unknown. We can't explain what it is.
You know, it's funny you say that because yesterday Dan and I kind of had the same questions, and we spent about two and a half hours driving up the forest roads trying to see, okay, how close can you get a vehicle? Can people get to this easily? Yeah. And we hit several dead ends, had to turn around, and came to the realization it was miles of hiking up the side of this mountain if somebody was going to go up there with some sort of device. One thing we did notice on the mountain is that, and this is kind of a little off subject, but there was a fire that went through there. How long ago was that?
That was 2 or 3 years ago. And what's interesting on that fire is that we saw it when it first started, and we kept calling the Forest Service saying, hey, you guys got a fire going, you need to get out there. And so after about 3 days, they finally came over, and we showed them in the night vision like where the fire was. And it was really small. And then after 7 days, they just didn't do anything, and then it just took off and it became a multi-million-dollar fire. So I don't know. I feel like they could have probably hit that a little earlier.
It was pretty noticeable. Now, did you notice was there any activity or anything around the time that was peculiar that might the fire may have affected, or some of the displays?
we saw a strange helicopter flying over that area, and one of the guys said it looked like an incendiary device was dropped from it, and that's right where that fire started. So that was weird. And also too, when the fire was raging, we had ships coming out and watching the fire. And the interesting thing about it was coming towards Trout Lake. It was just really going. And the winds are almost from the northwest, almost all the time here, or the west. And we were doing these Yigong practices with the wind, merging with the wind, and we started meditating on making the wind come from the south and blow back on the fire. And it did. The wind turned from the south, which never happens here, and it blew the fire back on itself.
And then
they got a handle on it. Yeah. Even the firefighters that were working on it said they'd never seen this before.
Really?
They said, the fire just went back on itself. Yeah.
Well, I think that you're well aware of this, that this is a very special place in and of itself. And maybe for some of our viewers that aren't totally familiar with ECETI Ranch, although I'd be, shame on you if you're not, but but can you tell us a little bit about really what makes this area, this ranch, and the surrounding area so special?
Well, it's the Stargate, basically, and it's a place where ley lines cross, and so the veils between worlds are very thin here. And so people come here and they have major awakenings, healings. Higher dimensional beings are interacting with people on a regular basis. And we have the ships coming over on a regular basis, light ships, and we filmed every kind of ship imaginable, every color imaginable, every shape, size, and everything. So a lot of people say, oh, those are meteors and satellites. Well, meteors don't land on the mountain and morph into 4.
No.
And go back to 1 again and then take off. And they don't make right angle turns and stop and go slow and flash back to the people power up. So people say that's iridium flares, but we have our gear out here, and we're monitoring the satellites, and so we know they're not satellites. But overall, the evidence is just overwhelming that these are unknown up there. But we've gone to the next level. We not only know who they are, we know what their culture is like and everything else. We've taken it a lot further than just nuts and bolts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you had mentioned earlier as well that you've seen ships go in and out of the mountains.
Yeah.
How big do you think like the facilities or whatever is out there? Is it in the mountain? Does it continue underground?
Yeah, we've had John Vivanco up here. He comes on a regular basis and does remote viewing here with his group, and they just give him a target. They don't tell him what they're looking at or anything. And they went inside and saw what was going on here. And usually, even remote viewers can't get in there. You have to ask permission, because they have some pretty high security, multi-dimensional security. But we went and looked at it, and there's like an intergalactic airport on the inside, and then underneath that is a whole civilization. And the Native Americans know about it. It's in their lore. They've interacted with them quite a bit in the past. And it's been going on. Dr. Gilliland did research up here, and he said these lights are intelligent. We don't know what they are. They couldn't explain it. And actually, Kenneth Arnold, who coined the word flying saucers, saw them land on the western slopes of Mount Adams. That's where he lost track of them. So there's a long, long history of activity here, going way back to the Native Americans and who have been observing, and the fire tower spotters and the rangers and everything else.
Well, that's amazing. Now, a lot of the information that I have, got right off your website, because we were hoping that you'd have some time to talk to us.
Oh, yeah.
And it talked about a 3-stage approach to basically, provide disclosure and help enlighten the people on the planet, right? That's kind of, and have to develop that relationship. So step 1 was, to gather evidence and raise public awareness. I think you've been doing that for a while here. You're doing a great job of that.
30 plus years, So.
Yeah. Step 2 is, training ambassadors and stuff. And the question I had for you is like, how far along step 1 are we? And I know there's going to be some like crossovers and stuff, or rather, how far along on step 2 are you going?
Well, step 1, to me, it's already done. I mean, disclosure's done, basically, because, they did a poll in Texas when they had all the flyovers in Texas, and 99% of the people said they believe UFOs exist and they're a government cover-up. Back in the late 80s, they did time CNN polls, and like 86% of the people believe UFOs exist. So you really look at the masses, and now, before, they used to make fun of the people seeing UFOs and stuff like that. Now they're making fun of the news anchors that are making fun of the people. Yeah. So people are going, what is wrong with this guy? When they see the guy trying to make fun of it and things like that, they go, how ignorant can you get? So the masses are with us. I think disclosure's already done on that level. We keep waiting for the government to tell us it's okay to believe in what we already know is true, which is kind of a program we need to drop. Let go of that program.
Absolutely.
But and step 2, there's so many people that are having contact around the world, like thousands and thousands of people. But you do have certain groups that are controlling the narrative, and they think they're like the UFO messiah, we're the one group says they're the only true prophets of God and the only contactees, and they're charging 20% of people's income and assets to join and things like that. And so that's kind of sad, because there's a lot of people that are really a disservice to ufology and the more spiritual side of things. And people accuse us of being a cult, and I said, well, there's nothing to join. There's no leader or guru here. We're all we're just free thinking people that want to explore the multi-dimensional universe, and so it's really different here. Like, I won't do guru. I tell people it's here. It's within you. So it's kind of funny, because we do get a lot of things thrown at us, a lot of slander and stuff like that, but it always establishes the people doing it, their character and their ignorance, because they're armchair investigators. They don't come out and see for themselves.
Right. I couldn't agree more, because Dan and I, prepping for the trip, caught some of that feedback and saw
Yeah.
people.
Oh, yeah.
And I totally agree with you. It's like these people, they're not comfortable with the idea, or it doesn't fit with their structure of what they think
Yeah.
is their reality. So what do? They attack it. They make stuff up. We see that every day.
Well, there's different groups involved in that, and so some groups are just jealous. Some groups are just stuck in nuts and bolts. And this is all compartmentalized, unfortunately, and each group will not work with the other group, and because there's nuts and bolts, there's back engineering, there's German technology that's been around for a long time. There's the abduction thing going on, and the willing participants where people are having contact and things. And there's time travel as well, so everybody says it's this, but it's all the above. And the problem is they can't work together, and that's the big problem we have, is the egos involved in this, and then you've got shills and land opposition and things like that are stirring the pot and controlling the narrative. So and that's what's going on right now. And people need to do their own research, have their own experience, and that's what we promote here. Like don't believe us, come out and have your own experience and see what it feels like to you, or what you experience here, and then it's yours. You own it. Nobody can take that away from you.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. For any of the detractors out there, spend some time out here. It's great. It's affordable, and I can't believe the people and how far they've come to get here.
It's funny because I these people that are really attacking us, I said, I don't even know this person. And this person's never been to ECETI. They've never participated in the healing work here, the workshops, or anything else that's going on. They have no idea. And we've supported and launched so many careers here. People just getting started, in the field. And so it's just like, I go, it's like everything they say is so ridiculous, it can be undone in a moment. So it's just like, I go, okay, you have all these claims. Show me, be specific. Give me a specific. Give me one person that's come here that had a bad experience. Give me somebody that's actually come here that's not an armchair investigator and just based on slanders, rumors, or whatever. So it comes with the territory, because if you're on the cutting edge and you're really getting the word out there, you're going to get attacked. That's just, it comes with the territory. And there's certain groups now I've seen, and I don't really like going into this too much, but there's kind of a satanic Luciferian element out there, and they are really threatened by this.
Really?
And they're coming forward and really attacking big time, because we've been exposing that element for a while now, and exposing that whole pedophile thing and all the other stuff that's been going on for quite some time. And a lot of people we sponsor here to do lectures and workshops are also on the cutting edge of bringing that information out. So that's why we're a threat to that group, So they're accusing us of everything they're doing.
Right.
Yeah. It's like you go, everything you're accusing of, you've done tenfold. It's like.
And because they know it's evil and bad, and so they're going to project it on you.
Yeah.
And Dan and I have realized this a long time ago. No matter what you do, you're going to have people that don't like it.
No matter what.
Come after you. So I do have, I think, just one more question, and I think it's the question that's really a lot of people ask. And what is your best guess? When are we going to get the disclosure that we want? Is this going to be a 20-year plan, a 100-year plan, 2-year plan? What are your thoughts on that?
Well, disclosure to me has already happened. I mean, because the masses have already figured it out. The numbers are there, the percentages are there. So
maybe acknowledgement is the better
yeah. So
question.
if you want the government to disclose, it's not up to them. And that's the problem, because the ETs are disclosing.
Okay.
So they're in control of the disclosure thing, and there's nothing that's going to stop that. How much egg on their face do they want is the next question. How long are they going to keep lying and to the people, and how bad do they want to look, And it's understandable what they did in the past, because whoever has the highest technology and air superiority and things like that are the people that win the wars, And so there is a reason for, all this reverse engineering and everything that they're doing, but it's gone way beyond that. What's sad now is they have fuelless energy, they have anti-gravity, counter-gravity, they've got healing technologies, all this stuff that really need to be released, to the populace to help the earth evolve to the next level. And a lot of them within the systems realize this. And so you have all the white hats within the system are saying, hey, my comrades in war over here are missing arms and legs, and you have this technology. Why is this not out? You know, why are you not helping these people?
Yeah, they sacrificed so
they're,
much.
They're really pissed off about that. And they're saying, when you have this technology, why aren't you using this, you know, for the people that have given their, you know, limbs and arms and some of their lives, you know, for this. And so I think that's one of the big motivating factors that's going to start getting this out.
Good. That's great. And James, I want to thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Again, it's been a pleasure, and I can't thank you so much for what you do, and keep it up. All right. I gotta shake your hand again.
All right,
so
thank you. You know, and just keep an open mind, a loving heart, and pure intent. And we need to stand in our own divinity and demand that this come out, you know, and demand these technologies are released, and then we'll be able to turn the planet around.
Good. I'm with you. We're with you.
All right.
Thanks, James.
All right, thanks.